Hello, Fixers fam. You are welcome to today's episode of the Fixers Show. My name is Deborah Dodoche, aka the Fixer. Some people call me Auntie Fixer, some people say Uncle Fixer, some people say Mama Fixer, and all that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your patronage. I appreciate the love for the show. I appreciate everything that you're doing for me. Today is the 31st of August. And I'm grateful that I've been having this opportunity to share knowledge, to share fellowship, and to share friendship with everybody. Thank you so much for your support. I want to say kudos to Ma Enyong. She's my number one hype woman. She will tell me as it is. And I'm grateful for her in my life. Thank you so much for those who are watching, those who have they have liked my show, they have watched. I'm so happy. And I know that greater things are going to be happening this particular month. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. If I'm streaming all the way from Accra, Ghana, the city where God lives. And I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Please just share the broadcast. Share to as many people as you can to join us. Trust me, this month is power packed. What we are going to be discussing this month is something that is happening to so many families. And I think it is high time we talk about it. We discuss issues on uh, on abuse and all that. We have a lot of those issues. A lot of people going through abuse. A lot of families going through abuse, and all that. And it's going to be very special, and it's very special to me because I want to make sure that we treat it in depth. We're going to have speakers, different speakers coming up to share their own perspective about certain aspects of abuse. I would also be having, we'll be doing reaction videos. I'll also be talking with my team and so many good stuff that we're going to be doing this particular month. I probably will extend it to October, depending on if we get it, we exhaust it. So please don't miss any of our episodes. Share the broadcast, share our link, invite so many people to follow us on Facebook and also on YouTube. I want to give a background to why I'll be talking about abuse this particular month. I remember the episode I did with Tabitha Kingsley on the dark side of female abuse. I had the feedback was overwhelming, but something caught my attention, and that's exactly why we are going to be talking about about abuse. It's a premise from which I'm standing on to talk about abuse. And when I posted this particular flyer on my status. One of my friends show this particular month. He made a statement. He said it's relative. So when he said it's relative, I responded, meaning. Then he said there are people who are abused and they don't even know that they are abused. That struck a chord. It never even occurred to me that there could be people who are abused, but they don't know that he or she abused. That's it's not called out. Everybody's saying, oh, when they are beating a lady or this being, they say, oh, the person is beating, the person is beating, and words, all of that flowing all around, people talking about it. And to say the truth, there may be some people that may not even know that they are in an abusive relationship. So this particular month, so this particular month, we are going to be treating in depth types of abuse, how people we do all of that this particular month. So I am just giving today's. I'm not looking for two. I hope because I'm aunties and uncles. If you're just joining me, please share the broadcast. Invite somebody to come and watch this particular episode. I mean, it's really, really going to be a power-packed one. If you're going to be watching me live, just type in the comment section #live. And if you're going to watch it as a replay, type #replay. And also in the comment section, let me know where you're watching me from. If you're watching me from Cameroon, from Ghana, from Cote d'Ivoire, from America, from the UK, wherever, Canada, Belgium, just let me know. Germany, just put it in the comment section. So the word abuse is from, your word abuse is from two words called up and use, two words. And abuse means abnormal use. That's just simply what it means. If something is abnormally used, that means there is a way something is supposed to be used. If it is not used the way it is supposed to be used, we say it is abused. That's just what it means. An abnormal use is you not using it the way you are supposed to use it. So a lot of people say abuse, abuse, abuse. They don't know what the word abuse means. That's why today I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give different definitions of the word abuse. So abuse is two words, ab and use. That means abnormal use. When anybody or anything is being abused, it means the thing or the person is being used abnormally, the wrong way, and not the right way. Like the late Dr. Miles Monroe said, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. People abuse things because they lack understanding. People abuse things or people because they have no knowledge of the thing. That's why knowing the purpose of a thing is important. You will abuse your spouse because you don't know why God gave you your spouse. You will abuse money, you will abuse sex, you will abuse drugs or whatever form of abuse. You will abuse that child because you do not understand the purpose why God gave you a child. You do not understand the purpose why something was made, was created, was given to you. So people go and abuse things because they are ignorant of the purpose or the use of the thing. Because today when I sat, I was looking at the word abuse, and I remember the statement that Dr. Miles Monroe always made. So when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. Why? Because everything that was created for a purpose. The television serves a purpose. The computer serves a purpose. The internet that I'm even streaming for, it serves a unique purpose. Everything in life serves a purpose. The moment you do not know the purpose of that thing, there is a likelihood that you would abuse it. That's a fact. If you have a television, a fridge, or whatever it is, and that television or that fridge comes with a manual, the manual is to help you know how to use that particular device. If you don't read the manual and jump straight to operating the device, there is a tendency that you would abuse the device because you did not go back to the manual to find out exactly how that particular thing was being used. So a lot of people are in abusive relationships. I will not blame the person being abused. I would say that the person who is abusing the person does not understand the purpose of that person in his or her life. When God gives you a man or a woman, it is for a purpose. They say God created the heavens and the earth. He created everything. He created man. And the Bible says he looked at man and said, it is not good for man to be alone. I am going to make him a helper suitable for him. The woman came into the life of the man as a helper, as a support system. A woman, that's the reason why a woman is brought into the life of a man to help, to support. How can you be abusing your help? How can you be fighting your help? How can you be beating your help? They said that what the two shall become one. They said, then shall a man leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. That's why sometimes when men beat their wives, it's ignorance. That woman and you have become one. When you beat your wife, it means you're beating yourself. That's the message. That's the message. You are beating yourself because you are ignorant of why that woman or that man was given to you in the first place. That's why some people, some women will cry for children. God, give me a child. 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 And God finally gives them a child and they begin to abuse that child. That means you don't know the purpose why that child actually means in English language. So one says abuse is to use something for a bad purpose. That's one thing. Another thing, another definition says to misuse something or someone. When you misuse something or someone, it says you are abusing the person. That was not the you. That's not the reason why the person came into your life. You are misusing the person. You are misusing the person. That's what it means. When you don't use or when the person does not serve the purpose in your life, it says you are misusing the person or the thing. Another thing says, another definition says to treat something with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or especially regularly, is that another says to mistreat or to maltreat. So when you are abusing somebody, you are mistreating the person or you are maltreating the person. That's why somebody will say, why are you maltreating that child? Is the child is not your child. That's why you are maltreating. That means you are abusing that child. You are also misusing that child. You are maltreating. You are mistreating. So when somebody is being abused or something is being abused, it says the thing is being mistreated or it is being maltreated. When somebody is, that's why they said, this man is maltreating this woman. This woman is maltreating this man. Simple term, the woman is abusing the man or is mistreating the man. That's what it means. Another meaning of the word abuse means the improper or excessive use of something. That means when you don't use something well or the way it's intended to be used, or you use something or excessive use of something. They say you are abusing it like a drug. If you are given a drug, say for hypertension or for fever, you are given ibuprofen or something, then the headache is too much, you start taking, they say take two, you go and take four, you're abusing. That's drug abuse. There are people who are addicted to heroin and all that. You see people, they will tell you things like somebody died of drug overdose. They abused the drug. They used it in excess. Because I remember when Michael Jackson died, some of the things they said was he was on propofol, and that day I don't know whether he asked the doctor to give it a bit higher, a higher dose. He was not able to sleep, so the dose of the propofol was increased probably a little bit, and he slept and never woke up. So he will say he abused the drug, because every time a drug is given, it has a dosage. This is what you're supposed to use. They'll give you medicine, they say take one in the morning, take one in the evening, wait, take one in the afternoon. The moment you go above that description or that prescription, you are abusing that drug. So when you abuse something, excessive use of it, it's or improper use of it. And there is a time people say there is this cough syrup. I've forgotten the name of the cough syrup that people are using it to get high. That's drug abuse. They say it's a cough syrup. They give it to people that really have high levels of cough, or there's some, because I know there are some cough syrups that make people drowsy. So some people take that and take some other medicine, join together, do whatever they want to do, and they do. That's drug abuse. That is the improper use of that particular thing. It goes within the context of you're abusing it. Another thing is cruel and violent treatment of a person or an animal. When you cruelly treat a person or an animal, that's an abuse. You have abused the person or you have abused the animal. There are some people who abuse animals, they treat them anyhow. That's abuse. And there are also people who cruelly treat people, violent treatment. Your children, you treat them badly. Your wife, you treat her badly. Your husband, you treat her badly. Your family members, you are cruel to people. When people stay with you, you maltreat them. Your house help, you treat them house help so badly. That's you're abusing that person. It's complete abuse. Another thing is abuse is the improper usage or treatment of things, often to unfairly and improperly gain benefit. Sometimes abuse can be you use somebody to for your benefit. I know there were times even people they'll tell people that, oh, I have a job opportunity in the US, in Europe, in Dubai, in Qatar, in Jordan. I want people to come and be a maid. And by the time the person goes, the person who is doing the recruitment has collected money, some financial benefit or gain from it. And once the person comes there, the passport is probably seized and it starts working, the person starts treating the person cruel. That's an abuse. You have practically abused the person because you are going to be benefiting from that deal that the person is going to be coming to work for somebody. So some people abuse people, sexually abuse people. Some people are forced into prostitution, sexually abused because somebody somewhere or behind the scene is going to benefiting from that abuse. So that's another form of abuse. Another form definition of abuse is physical maltreatment. This one you see there is this lady on Instagram, Dr. I've forgotten her name. She used to rescue abused children. Somebody will call her, and you see the things people do to children. They will use iron on their body. They will burn them with iron. They will hit them. They met the child eating from a dumpster. I'm telling you, a dumpster. And somebody, because they know what the work she does with rescues abused children, somebody reached out to her. I've forgotten her name. She's doing an incredible work. I hope I could be able to get it and put it in the comment section so that you follow her on Instagram. And she will go to that house and rescue that child. By the time she takes that child, some of the children have kwashoko. Some of the children have marks on their body. And those people that take those children, they tell the parents or the relatives that they are going to send them to school. And by the time they take them, they will be so cruel to them. And I remember I watched one of the episodes where this woman had so children in the house. They were treating this child like a slave. He does the laundry, he does everything. They send him here and there. And by the time this boy removed his dress, they used to beat him with iron. Oh, it was a pathetic sight. That is physical maltreatment. It is abuse. They practically are abusing that child. To use or treat so as to injure or damage. That's one of the things people do. To use or treat as to injure. When you cause injure, you're abusing the thing. Whether it's a thing or a person, damage. You see, sometimes some men will beat their wives until you see their eye is black. You see horn. That is abusing somebody. Sometimes some people will beat their wives until they remove their teeth, remove their eyes. That is damaging. You are damaging the person. You are damaging the person. That's abuse. It says to attack in words. Now, this one is a verbal abuse. It is not physical abuse. You insult the person. You are stupid. You are foolish. I don't know. Look at your dumb score. You cannot learn anything. You are a foolish woman. I don't even know why I married you. Look at you. This small thing you don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to cope with you. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. You see, you keep going on and on. The moment the woman does something, you are very stupid. I remember this movie, The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Oh, that is my all-time favorite. This man will insult this woman. Insult. He's a lawyer, reputable. Yes, he's very intelligent and all that. And I remember when the lady left the house, when he had the accident, he was shot. He had this accident, and he went home to be with the. He went home to be with the lady. The lady went home to take care of him, as he was not feeling well. Even in that particular instance, I remember something funny happened. The man asked the lady to go to the office and check for something for him. And this lady went to the office uh, to check this, whatever it is the man asked her. The man rolled in his wheelchair and came to the office. And the lady is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it." Say, "Look at you. You are very stupid. See, even after we have separated, you still don't have sense." This man was cursing this woman out, insulting this woman. This woman said, I'm saying I'm not. He started shouting at this, a man who cannot even go and do the thing that is asking somebody else to do. That is how that woman abandoned him in that house. He peed on himself. He weed on himself. He will be sitting in the dining table. He's so hungry. I'm sure she left him like 2 days. And his house is a massive house. And you know, he left his wife of 18 years for another woman. Immediately, the woman discovered that the man is no longer of benefit to her. She cleaned out his money and left him hanging. So when the lady came, the lady asked him, "Oh, where is your wife? Where is the woman you left me for?" So that after the man behaved like that, she said, "Okay, so you have not changed." He left her and went, and like left him and went. For like 2 days, 3 days, she came back. He was smelling in his own feces and poo. She will eat like this, and in front of him, he's so hungry. She will not give him the food. She will watching him. She even carried him on the wheelchair. I went and threw him inside the bathtub. It got to a point I was even sorry for the man, you know. But the man was verbally abusive to this woman. By the time this woman wants to say something, he has already thrown one word, insulted. So the woman was like, "I can't take this anymore." And a lot of people don't discover that verbal abuse is a very dangerous form of abuse, because we always associate abuse with physicality. If the man is not beating you, if he's not hitting you, means you're not being abused. But that's far from it, because abuse has different forms and different levels. So right now, I'm just going to touch a bit on the different forms. I'm not going to define anything detailedly, just to enumerate. I have like 10 forms. I know there are more forms. You have domestic violence, you have domestic abuse, and you also what you call spousal abuse. Husband and wife in the house abusive, man abusing woman, woman abusing man. Both ways. Abuse is not gender. Both man and woman can abuse the other. And under the domestic or violence or spousal abuse, we have physical. The man can either be physically abusive to the woman. He can either abuse her emotionally or psychologically. He can either abuse her verbally or either abuse her sexually. So we have those different levels under domestic abuse or spousal abuse. Then we have child abuse. And under child abuse, you can have a child that is physically abused or maltreated. We have a child that is also emotionally abused. We have a child that is verbally abused. And we have children that are sexually abused. Under sexual abuse, we have things like rape. We have things like defilement under that. We also have things like torture. We also have things like abandonment. You know, there are times when you abandon your child. It's a form of abuse. that child goes up without you. Child can, because of the fact that you are not in the child's life, that can cause the child to go through a series of things in his life that otherwise would not have gone through if you were available for the child. We also now have sexual abuse. Sexual abuse, we're talking of things like rape, forced sexual acts, using sex as a weapon. Some women, they will say, "Oh, if you don't give me this thing, I'm not going to have sex with you or be intimate with you." They use sex as a weapon. That's a form of abuse. You're abusing your husband if you deny him sex. There are also men that deny their women intimate relation. That's also a form of abuse. Then we have verbal slash emotional abuse. This takes longer to heal. I have one of my speakers coming to talk about emotional abuse and its effect, its long-term effect. You may not even discover. And the effects of verbal and emotional abuse are harder to spot because and harder to prove. Harder to spot and harder to prove because you don't see any signs of beating. The person is not having a scarred face, a black eye, a broken tooth, or a broken nail. Nothing physical shows that the person is being abused. So if that happens, the tendency for the person to prove that he's been abused is nada. But that man may be talking down that woman with his mouth, emotionally abusing, blackmailing that woman. But because you are not there, and you are not present, you may not even notice. So even when you come and tell your friend or somebody that my husband is abusing me, the first thing they'll ask you, is he beating you? Say no. So how can you say he's abusing you when he's not beating you? They don't know that there are other forms of abuse that not necessarily physical. That's emotional and verbal abuse. That is also very dangerous. Then we have drug abuse. I talked about it. When you misuse a drug, it's a drug abuse. A drug is supposed to be used in a certain way, and you are not using it in that way, means you are abusing that particular drug. We also have mental and psychological abuse that it gets to a point where the person gets into mental issues. It begins to affect the person mentally. The person goes into depression. The person goes into has anxiety and stress. And sometimes the person even begins to contemplate suicide. Because I remember when I was talking about abuse, abuse that men suffer, they gave some very, very good statistics about it. They say a lot of men don't report abuse. 60, is it 60% don't report, then 64% reported because the line was anonymous. So we have some people that are being mentally tortured by their spouses, by their friends, whatever it is, whatever relationship that they are into, they are being mentally and psychologically tortured. We also have cultural abuse. So I don't want to go so detailed because this month we are going to pick each abuse and treat it really, really, really well so that you get to understand the different types of abuse. So that if you are in any form of abuse, you can be able to situate the kind of abuse that you are in at the moment, because there are people that are abused but they don't know that they are abused. But I want to touch on this a little bit before I go. I just said today I'm not going to be so long live. There's this thing I want to touch on about the aspect of parental support for abused people. I want to speak to parents, to guardians, father, mother, if you're a guardian to a child. There are certain statements that I think we should not make those statements, especially when you're giving out your daughter in marriage, because nobody knows how a marriage is going to go. That man that you saw that came to that house may change, may flip in a minute on that your daughter. That man that came may be covering something. He may not be who he is or who he has told you or showed you he is. So when you are giving out that daughter, don't make statements like, as you are going, don't come back. Oh, as you are going, don't come back. We are giving out your room. You don't have any place in this house again. So anything that happens, stay in your matrimonial home, stay in your husband's house. Statements like that have made men know that the woman does not have home support, and he will be maltreating this woman. And sometimes women, your daughter would even come to the house and complain to you, mother or father or uncle, brother, sister, my husband, my spouse is abusing me. And you tell the person, leave this house. Go back to your husband. Some of us, you have to endure. You have to do this. You have to do that. And you tell that lady that ran to you, it's because she saw you as a safe haven. She saw you as a refuge. She saw you as people that will help her, will support her. But some of us parents, we are the same people that will tell our daughter, please, you don't have a place here. You have to go back to your husband. You have to go back. You can't sleep in my house. You would make that same lady go back to that man, and the man will be maltreating her and say, you see, I'm the only person that can take care of you. I'm the only person you can stay with. See, your family has even rejected you. You will hear men saying that. They'll be bluffing to this woman or to this girl that you see your family. What do you prefer? Parents, I'm talking to you. What do you prefer? A divorced daughter or a dead daughter that will come in a body bag? Which do you prefer? So families say, nobody has ever divorced in this family. So what? Is divorce a crime? Is divorce a curse? What is it? You will let the woman or your daughter stay in an abusive relationship because nobody has ever divorced in your family, or because the person is going to bring shame to your family, and you allow that girl to be in that relationship and chaff until the man kills her. Then you will not be crying. Why are you crying? Why are you shedding crocodile tears? I've watched movies. Even when I was talking with King, I talk about blood sisters. On the day of the marriage, the man even abused her. He told the mother, I can't marry this man. This man is abusing me. The man said, oh, the woman, you marry him, oh, you marry him. So tell the girl, you marry him. I've watched movies. The man will beat this lady. The lady will go back to the house and say, Mommy, this man is beating me. The mother will tell the woman, what are you doing to the man to make him to be beating you? That thing that you are doing, you have to stop doing it. Oh, if you stop doing it, the man will stop beating you. Sometimes when I listen to such things, I just shake my head. And we have women losing daughters, some of them are even losing sons, because you are forcing the person to remain in an abusive relationship, in a toxic relationship. Anyway, there are two sides to this thing. There are times that the parent doesn't even know that the child is in an abusive relationship, but that's partly because of what you said. You say you don't have space in this house, don't come back. So the lady, sometimes she's in an abusive relationship, she's scared to come back because you are giving her an ultimatum that as you are married like that, go and remain in that marriage. No, anything that you see, endure. No marriage is better anywhere. Those are the kind of things that you are hearing. They will tell you things like, no marriage is better anywhere. It's only the roof that is covering us. Have you seen Sister so and so? Do you know what she's enduring in her marriage? People are enduring things. So whatever it is that you are seeing in that marriage, go and endure. And that is how our sisters have died in abusive relationship. Parents, guardians, we have to be sensitive. I told my daughter, if you go into a marriage and you are abused, my door is open, wide open. If you want to come back, come back. I would prefer to have a divorced daughter than a dead daughter. That one, I can't take chances. I will never, I'm saying this live, force my child to be in an abusive relationship. I have two girls, Emerald and Sparkle. If they're except I don't know that they are being abused. But if I get wind of it, I myself will go and remove them from that abusive marriage. If it has to get to that, because I want my daughter alive. Is it not when you are alive that you will marry? Is it not when you are alive that you will have a job? There are men that are beating women and they are miscarried. There are men that are beating women and remove their eyes. You will hear things, I will kill you. Even your family cannot do anything about it. That your stupid and useless family, I will kill you and your family will not do anything to me. There are men that have bragged like that and have killed women. These women will run to their family members and say, sister, I'm dying. This man is killing me. You will not even understand what she's saying. You will leave her there. That you don't want her to. Once you get in, nobody divorces in this family. It's a shame. What shame? What shame is that? A shame that you cannot bear. A shame that you'll be seeing your daughter alive or ashamed that she's there and she dies and you are mourning and you are bereaved. Your 30-year-old daughter that you have trained, your 25-year-old daughter that you have sweated and trained, you allow her to be killed in the hand of another human being, all in the name of family name, and you don't want to be disgraced. Oh, come off it. We have to start looking into some of these things. That is why I'm talking about it on the Fixers show. A lot of people fear to talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it because I am the one who counsels people. I am the one that people reach out to. I am the one that listens to people's problems. And I can speak on authority that God bless any family member, any mother, any father that will take back that your daughter that is being abused, that you will be a safe place, that you will be a refuge, you will be a comfort, you will be a support system to that daughter of yours, to that son of yours that is in an abusive relationship. Don't turn your back on them. There is no amount of disgrace that will compensate for a dead child. There is no amount of disgrace. You can't even compare the two of them. It's like light and darkness. Every day we are crying, oh, Osinachi, oh, this person, oh, that person. Every day we sit, we are crying over spilled milk. Where was Osinachi's family? Is what everybody was asking. When that man was abusing Osinachi, some people knew that Osinachi was being abused. Did Osinachi's family members, what did they do? Did they go and drag her out of the house? What did they do? Those are some of the questions I'm asking. I'm not saying that the family members did not try to remove Osinachi from the house. I'm saying that these are some of the issues that we are talking about, and these are some of the issues that we are going to be handling. I'm even going to be bringing people that have overcome, that have survived domestic abuse. They're going to be coming on the show. They're going to be telling us how they survived, how they were able to come out of the hands of abusers, both men and women. Alike, I'm not talking only about men and it's not gender. This one, a man is abusive, a woman can be abusive. We have men narcissists, we have female narcissists, we have male abusers, we have female abusers. So whatever we are discussing is going to cut across both genders. It saddens my heart when I come on the internet and say, oh, this one was killed by the husband. Sometimes it's even boyfriend. That one even causes my blood to boil. The one that it is a mere relationship with no covenants made, no vows made, and you will die in the hands of a boyfriend, ordinary boyfriend, who is not even, he has not paid your dowry. Your family may not even know him. Even if your family knows him, your relationship was not official. You didn't go to court, you didn't go to church, you didn't do anything. And we have boyfriends that have killed girlfriends, and they are still continuing, and still the highest this thing isn't no relationship matters. Go to all the blogs on social media. Most of them is in a relationship. Hide my ID, hide my ID. I was dating this guy for 5 months. My boyfriend, my boyfriend, my boyfriend. Oh, my husband, my this one is beating me. He's slapping me. We are hearing all those things. We are seeing all those things. What are we doing? Somebody will say, what can I do? There are people that when they're in an abusive relationship, no matter what you tell them, they won't leave. Do your part. Let it be that you tried and the person did not listen to you. But make sure the little that you can do it. That is why I'm using this platform to start sounding a warning that from now, this September, we'll be talking about it. October, we'll be talking about it. November, we'll talk about it. Wherever the case may be, even if it's one soul that I'm able to deliver from the clutches of an abuser, I will do it. I will keep speaking it. I will keep shouting it. I will not back down. So this is what I have for us today on this episode of the Fixers Show. Sunday, I will be having my Professor Martin White, all the way from Abuja, Nigeria. We'll be talking about overcoming depression, what every minister of the gospel should know. The reason why I'm bringing Professor Martin White, like I call him, is because he had some latent, very deep and salient insights about depression. I said, why don't I bring him on the show so that we can have a very fruitful discussion? Because I know that whatever he's going to say is going to definitely do a couple of things. things. It would encourage someone, it would inspire someone, it I use my experience, my journey, my story to help anyone who is going through a depressive situation. That said, God bless you. Thank you for watching. If you're not following us on Facebook and YouTube, please follow us on Facebook, The Fixers Show, and on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Very soon, I'll be churning out some very, 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 very enriching content on our YouTube channel. Until I come your way next time, this is bye bye from Accra, Ghana. Please don't forget to like, please don't forget to comment, please don't forget to share this particular broadcast. Tag so many people, share, 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 because this month I really want so many people to come on board. Even if you want to be a part of the Fixer Show, just send me, I'm sure uh, my WhatsApp number is there. Just send me a WhatsApp number on the Fixer Show, and I'll arrange a day where you come and share your experience, come and share your knowledge. Even if you want to vent, I do one-on-one sessions, vent sessions, therapy sessions. I have my number is on the description. Just send me a WhatsApp and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the time that you took out to spend with me. God bless you, and see you on Sunday for another episode of The Fixers Show.